We have a Fahadh Faasil interview, so we need to check it out. He sat down with Vishal Menon from The Hollywood Reporter India about his new film called Maareesan, which is out. Hearing good reviews about it, but it's not playing near me. It's like playing very, very far away. So to travel there for the show timing, I need to figure it out. But I think great things about this interview, so looking forward to this. If you haven't seen the original, I'll put the link description. Check it out there. There's a reaction to it, not substitute. I'll be pausing him there talking, and I feel there'll be a lot of things to talk and decode about in this. Also, the channel membership is live. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member. To know more, click on the join button, and let's check it out.
Hi, Fahadh.
Hi, Vishal.
Hi, welcome to THR India.
Thank you.
And welcome to the Crown Plaza.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
In
before
Kochi.
we start talking about Marisan, I want to take you back a few years. Whenever I think about memories of the first Tamil movie I watched, obviously there's Roja and all that, but there's a lot of Faasil sir's movies. There's Varsham Padinaru, there's Kalikku Mariyadai, which is I don't know which one to pick.
Yeah.
I learned Fazil was a great director and a producer also, which technically I was not wrong, but the reel kind of went viral, so everyone was after me that you got it wrong. He's a great director. I know Fazil is a director as well as a producer.
And between Anitya Pravu and Kalikku Mariyadai, do you have a very strong memory of a theatre-going Tamil movie experience?
Dad's.
Doesn't have to be.
Baasha.
Baasha.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
out here.
So we bunked.
So we need to watch Baasha. I have heard a lot about Baasha, so we'll watch Baasha before Coolie comes out. I think that's a good way to get ready for Coolie. And we'll also watch Managram, Lokesh's first film, which I have not seen. So do subscribe to get for the watch along.
School and we went. I was in 9th or 10th or something. I went to school in Ooty, and so we bunked school one night, and I saw Baasha.
Yeah.
I've
It's
never
the
bunked.
first Tamil film I saw in a full house, and it was totally.
You were from the hostel. Were you able to hear how big a sensation the movie was outside?
Yeah. Because
Madness,
most of the staff would be, they would go out of the campus and come in, and
Yeah.
So we would hear from them, and there were multiple batchmates and juniors and all from in and around Coimbatore, Dindigul, and all that. So we planned one evening, we went out and we watched Baasha. So that's my first theatrical experience of it.
I think if I don't count 2.0, I'll say that's a more pan-India film. All out Tamil film I saw, I think it is Super Deluxe. One of the earlier Tamil films that I saw in theaters. Because I think it's sad. I don't think before that I saw. No.
And how was it? What do you remember of the experience? Wildest.
Wildest and
I just hope they don't spoil Baasha for me right
see,
now.
that's the first time I saw a superstar being so honest on screen. The construction of scenes were in such a way that there's a scene the popular sequence
What should I do?
where he goes in for his sister, and that whole thing happens. And then he comes out from
NSNE.
and it's a close shot, and he says "Unme sunne." That's like so. Yeah, so I was really blown away by the honesty of. So there was a sense of communication to the audience as well, right? So that at that point was a big high.
Yeah. No, one very interesting thing when I was talking to Krishnamurthy, who wrote Marisan, what he told me about the entire journey of this film is how when he came to pitch the script to you, he spoke about how Vadivel sir said yes. And he told me about how your eyes just lit up when he just
like
told
right
you that
now.
Vadivel sir has agreed or whatever, and that just changed the way you prepared for the movie and the way you just got excited about that movie. Can you tell me a little bit about that Vadivel Fair fanboy here?
So I absolutely enjoyed working with him in Maman. We have a bond. And I believe that is a bond that is between two performers than two individuals. So there's a lot of sharing when we sort of perform. So
He didn't share many scenes with him in the film, if I remember correctly. Maybe just few moments which really made sense. I think that's why.
we just cracked it for Maman. So Marisan, I heard it for a Malayalam film.
Yeah.
So I was planning a Malayalam film at that point, and that's when I heard Marisan. And then that's when we got into the casting, and we started talking multiple terms and all that. And at one point, I said, "So we need someone like Vadivel sir, like, you know." So that's when we all started thinking, and the producer came back, and so he was equally. I mean, he's a Tamil producer as well. So he came back and he asked me, "So why don't we just do it in Tamil?"
Tamil, yeah.
But then my only condition was, if you're doing it in Tamil, it has to be Vadivel sir. And then I kept wondering, would he do this? Like, you know, because he kept telling me that he wanted to do a comedy role, and we wanted to do a comedy film together, even though there is comedy in this one. But, you know, we wanted to do a typical Vadivel sir film. So I was a little skeptical whether he would say yes.
I don't know about Vadivel sir. Like, I saw him in Mananam. I don't think I've seen him before. So I'm guessing he's like very much famous for his comedy work. That's why they want to do it together.
Yeah, but he fell in love with it. I thought, okay, then that's how this is falling in place, and you know, so that was the excitement.
And I've never seen him in a character like this.
Yeah, even I haven't. I mean, it's a film on him, and you know, totally.
So many shades, so many complexities. Actually, I'm looking forward to watching it a second time.
So,
you've seen it.
You know, so when you read a book, there's something called reading between the lines, right? So there are a lot of performers who try to bring that on screen, like, you know. And I think he's one of the few actors who has that layers of, how do I say it? You know, so much more intensity he brings in when he does roles like that. And when you have a super comedy rhythm, it's like you know the rhythm of a because that's the hardest rhythm to crack. I mean, to perform and crack. So he's someone who's like, he's a legend in that. And
some of the funniest moments is when he's actually not doing anything. They're expecting him to do something.
I think the first time I'm seeing Fahadh talking about some other person and their performance and like kind of breaking it down.
Wild and crazy.
Very interestingly, every time we were shooting Marisan, Maman, that chair sequence, I asked.
It's an iconic scene now,
So every time Mari says cut, he'll take me behind the camera and say, "Sir, pa ennoda meetla panna sir."
Any translation to that?
The entire thing in his hilarious. I mean, so there's so much fun, you know. I'm looking for that. Then, I mean, that's an integral part of filmmaking for me now. So I seek for it now. So
But Ika, there's a great trajectory when you look at your Tamil cinema career. Okay, you started with Velakaran, which is
I shot Super Deluxe first.
Shot Super Deluxe first. Velakaran released first. When you, as in like each Tamil movie that you do, it's becoming more and more different from the previous character. Let's say a character like Velakaran can exist.
Someone told me Marisan reminds him of Tondi Mudal and Wet. So my point is that it has to be different from that. Otherwise, they shouldn't be paying me money, right? You know? So
had you seen?
That's one way to look at it.
Marisan, of course,
He had seen it.
Who?
The person who thought of the similarity.
From trailers.
I should tell them that's nothing.
I clearly understand it. But, so there is no...
There was a little confusion. So, okay, the guy who told him, it reminds me of... Even I thought watching the trailer, kind of Thundam Mutlam, I think in the comments also people were saying that flair because he's playing a thief and all of that. So that maybe that's why that movie I think is going to be different.
When I choose a Tamil film, it's nothing like it has to be different from my earlier film. For me, it has to excite me in any language. It has to be exciting. And Marisan only happened in Tamil because it was more practical to do it there. You know, we couldn't find a cast and the terrain is very important, right?
Yeah, a road movie in Kerala.
So in Malayalam, it was supposed to be Trivandrum to Palakkad or something. And we would reach in 6-7 hours.
How do you sleep for 3 nights, 4 nights in a lodge and all that?
So
that's why logistics come into play in a screenplay, you know, that it should make sense.
Actually, the film looked more practical in Tamil, and that's how we decided to do it in Tamil. But the multiple times I've heard Tamil films and I've asked them, can you do it in Malayalam? No, how, sir? Like, the problem is they wouldn't have a writer on board, or, Yeah, so.
But found your character in this and in Vatian extremely funny. And of course you've done serious roles, you've cracked all the villain characters and all that in Tamil before this, but is it extra difficult to crack comedy in another language, in a non-mother tongue language?
Very much, very difficult, especially when you're doing something with act like what you say.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because I think in Malayalam. So even if I have to improvise, I think then I ask, so how do you say this in Tamil? And so what I intended to say when it gets translated may not be that funny.
Yeah.
So I have crises like that, but thanks to Krishnamurthy and Vadivel sir, I mean, they really helped me with lines and.
What I've learned is that Malayalam and Tamil is kind of close to each other, and maybe like there's a lot of like very close states, and there's a lot of crossovers. So I think a person who just knows Malayalam can kind of decipher Tamil better. Is that the case, or because of the crossover you understand both language? Is that the reason, or the languages are similar? Let me know.
So he speaks a particular slang.
Yeah.
I speak a particular slang. So he helped me a lot with it.
Yeah. And in a couple of sequences, I found myself cracking up. And your line is just the way you call him Appa. That's it. It's just one word. And if you call him Appa in any other modulation, it won't be funny. So how do you kind of sort that out with the director? How do you kind of explain?
So they told me that.
Yeah.
He's actually. So initially it was like me coming in and doing something. He came and told me, no, call him Appa. It'll be very interesting.
It'll be very funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of interaction happens, and so I rely on that. And it's not like I came up with it or anything, So yeah, it was there. So I believe that for a film, whatever is required, it'll be there. I just need to find. I mean, we just need to find it and put it in place. So yeah, with Marisan it was mostly that.
But now you've reached that stage where, see, when I was thinking about Maareesan, of course it's in Tamil, but then you have done Thondi Mudalum before, and of course in Diamond Necklace there's an entire portion where you are actually literally stealing and all that. So a lot of
Spoilers. Carbon I've
yeah,
seen.
but
I love
okay,
Carbon.
whatever. It's
My personal favorite. Yeah.
it's my favorite too.
He just
But I'm
said
saying-
whatever to his personal favorite. Carbon, like I don't think you can find it today anywhere, but I saw it from different means, and I really enjoy. I think it's very underrated, and not many people talks about it.
You
I wish if there's if there's a film that I can go back and make a slight tweak and bring it back again, it's Carbon.
But what is the tweak?
The climax we originally planned.
What is it?
I can't say that now, but it's beautiful. It was an interaction with an animal. So
Oh yeah, he hallucinated something like that.
directors and DOP's only condition was that we won't do a VFX.
Okay.
We'll actually get a monkey to do it. So basically, it's about a escapist getting trapped in a forest,
Yeah.
and as he's trying to get out of forest, he encounters a monkey who's trapped by humans, and there's an interaction between him and the monkey.
Correct. Oh, it didn't have to go into that zone.
No, yeah. So that for me that was very important, and it was after this he comes out of the forest and he asks, like he'll take the currency and ask.
Yeah.
So that journey or that narrative was very important for me. But Mohan sir and Venu sir was very clear that we won't do VFX. We either get a trained monkey to do it, or we won't do it.
Okay.
We tried multiple options, and so someone said there was the monkey in Tirunelveli. So the whole crew went there. They couldn't find anything. So and it was getting very complicated, and we eventually
Had to finish.
Yeah. So you're asking. Yeah.
So you Carbon, I wouldn't call him a thief. Okay, he might be
he's an escapist.
Escapist, and he wants to get the treasure quickly and all that. But in Diamond Necklace and in Thondi Mudalam, he is a thief. There's no other way to call it that. And now, of course, in this movie also, he's playing a thief. Maybe closer in spirit to Thondi Mudalam because it's a little lighter than Diamond Necklace.
Yeah.
You've already reached that stage in that career where when somebody tells you a police officer or somebody tells you a thief or something like that, you've already done 2 or 3 similar roles before. What is that? What do you?
Fahadh is police. I don't remember him. I don't remember seeing him in khaki uniform. Like all the other other actors in Malayalam all have done multiple police films, right? Like I can imagine each of them in a cop And sure, Mola Mumuthy have done multiple in old times. But he's one I cannot come up with the image of him wearing a khaki uniform. Like he has played cop like in Bougainvillea and all, but not a like typical khaki cop.
To go through to create a new character out of a similar context or a similar setting or a profession or something like that? Does it become difficult to dig deep into that particular part of your brain?
So Vishal, primarily when I say okay to a narration, like much before writing or much before shoot, or when I'm given a 20 minutes narration, and when I say yes, as a performer, what I want to do is I want to give the same experience what I experienced hearing it. You know, so it doesn't matter if I'm playing a thief or a cop or a doctor, or even if the characterization is a repetition.
Yeah.
What I look at is what I got from the narration. I mean, what I got from the film. Like, you know, it'll be totally different from what I've done earlier. It may not be, I mean, for sure, it won't be the same film. So, more than the characters, what is important for me is what the film says. What the film projects. Or see, at the end of the day, any form of art has to either react or reflect.
Yeah.
And for me, the association is whether it's reflecting to me in a way that it feels fresh to me. So the characters or the language or nothing matters to me. The story I heard, and my conviction is to deliver the story I heard or the excitement I had. But it's a constant fight. You know, you go into shoot for 10 days, then you make a slight change, then again after 20 days. So eventually you are always thinking, did I make that story or did I make something else? You know, did I do justice to what I initially
process, the
conceived?
journey.
So it's a constant fight, and you know, and most of the time the film evolves on its own because it's just not, you know, an actor.
course, yeah.
You know, there's a musician who comes in, there's a DOP who comes in, there's a editor who comes in. So the craft changes at every stage. So there's a possibility that it can get much better or it can sort of get derailed.
Yeah. But at least when you're listening to a script or when you're reading a script, you by that time, let's assume that you know which character you're going to play in the script. Are you seeing yourself in that character?
Yeah, I have to see it. Otherwise, most like there are sometimes I've so.
Oh my god, he played cop in Pushpa. How can I? Because I think because I was thinking about him with hair, and I'm like him with hair and khaki. I cannot come up with an image. And then suddenly I'm like, oh, he's bald also, right? So yes, Pushpa. People who went that time and went in comments and said, Pushpa, dude, how can you forget? I remembered.
Pitched to me for a different role.
Okay.
He wanted me to play a different role in the same film.
Okay.
But I heard the narration. I want to do this.
You want to do this?
Yeah, I said, let me do this. I mean, Janwal sir also like, no, I want you to do the other one. I said, no, let's try this one.
Which
So it
role
was too
was it?
last minute for him also. You know, to transform or you know, incorporate more scenes with the character or anything, because I came in last minute. So then I didn't want him to damage the script as well. So I said, no, let's just stick to what you've written and let's play around that. So that happens. You know, I have to at some point see me doing something in the narration I hear.
And the other characters, what are you seeing? Are they played by the actor?
So most of the time I ask like,
who do you want this?
Yeah, give me an actor's name so that I can see it with him.
Okay.
So most of the time they give me an example. Yeah.
You're seeing it as a movie only.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a story.
I asked them where is it happening? How you want to shoot it?
How was it earlier when you started out? Was it similar?
Yeah, very similar. Very similar. I remember my first film.
No. I'm saying generally in that period.
Yeah, I think from the time I have been functioning here, at least in the last 10 years, it's very important for me to know the geography or the setting or where it is happening. And
I think that's a good thing for people who want to pitch films to Fahadh, to note these things. Like this is all things matter to him, and you need to work on that before pitching it to him.
Ultimately, it has to be like looking out of the window. Like I said, reflect or react.
Yeah.
So that's very important.
But I remember you telling me in an old interview about how a character like Shami, right? You very clearly remembered seeing people like that. It doesn't have to be one, I don't know, maybe it's one particular uncle or something. Multiple. But then you clearly remember seeing them, and you're probably taking bits from them. For me, what made that character unbelievably relatable is his bracelet. The fact that he wore that bracelet and the way he kind of says, "Ayo," and all that, is exactly like somebody I know. But does that the bigger you get as a star, or the more
I think Kumbalangi Night should make a re-release in Hindi. It's gonna really work, I think. I don't know why. Just a hunch.
away from people you have to become as a nature of the job, is it tough to really observe people like you were able to, or are you still drawing from memories of old people?
No, you're still getting inspired. You're still, you're still looking out. You can't. I don't think you can cut off and function. So I think I am interacting in my own ways, which may not be the ideal way to do it or the best way to do it. But I think I have interactions going, and I'm constantly looking out for inspiration.
Can you recall like one quirk or a mannerism that you picked up like recently from somebody interesting that you met?
Not recently, like so. Jan Prakashan. You've seen the sequence where he goes for a jog to see that girl.
Yeah.
He's wearing a shirt, a munda, and socks and shoes.
Socks and shoes, yeah.
And I've seen multiple people like that. Like, it's not like my friends. I mean, it's not like any of my circle of friends doing that. But I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah.
Right before the shot, I asked Satyan sir. Satyan sir started laughing, and you've seen this, and we shot it. And 2-3 days, Satyan sir sent me a picture. He's gone for a morning walk. So a lot of times. Now, earlier, some people may not recognize you. So their body language or how they react to you is different. Some people recognize you.
Yeah.
So again, their body language or you're learning,
Actually, even if their reaction to you is affected and they're nervous around you or something, you can take that nervousness for a character.
That's all. Yeah. You've seen Arige Raman. How innocent and gives that.
That bad shot, the bad take. Yeah.
Poof, it's a cult classic, I think.
I don't know what.
I don't know how much. Like, so that's a clear observation.
Yeah.
It's a clear observation. I don't think any actor can do that.
Yeah. For a damn good actor to play a very bad
actor. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Another thing, I think in some interview, I think they asked you about, I think Irfan Khan, he just passed away. And then he asked you if you were allowed to ask him one question. You said something very specific. You didn't say, "Oh, sir, how did you choose your films?" "Sir, what is your favorite film?" Nothing generic like the things that I'm asking. You asked something very specific about how he learned how to voice modulate. Or how do you voice modulate each time you get a character? Can you give me examples of these kind of very specific, like pointed questions you've asked, like the legends that you worked with? Like with Vadivel sir, was there something that you asked like that? Or Kamal sir, was there something technical, not generic?
So, Kamal sir, we meet, we crack jokes for like 2-3 hours. It has nothing to do with cinema. It's mostly about what's going on and what's going around and all that. There has never been a moment where I could ask him, "Sir, how did you do that shot? How did you do this?" But spending time with him, I understand how he did it.
Oh.
I totally understand how he took a call, why he didn't do it, why he did it. So I think it has a lot to do with the individual you are. I mean, it's like making choices. So if you ask me for Kurdi Punal, if it's a remake, and I know what Kamal sir, because I know him, I clearly understand what he saw in the original version and what he wanted to do differently here and how he did it. So that's only because I've sort of...
You know him.
Yeah. Similar with Rajini sir, he's every time he comes in, he'll ask the director, "Sir, what should I do?" that's awesome to ask that, what should I do? And Marisan in one of the interviews was saying that Dalapati, he would come in, what should I do? Even Rajini sir was talking about it.
Yeah. The shoes and all that.
Yeah. So just have to crack how they are, their functioning method. Then you will easily be able to, connect your dots on why, how, when, where, why like a particular film went that way or didn't do, so I've sort of analyzed myself from my interactions with them. It's not like I've spoken to them or anything.
It's like, when you are spending so much time with someone, you just grab on things about them and you understand how they make decisions. And then you understand, okay, if I'm watching a film and he does this, okay, I see how he would have come to this point to deliver it. Instead of, asking how they really did it and, get a precise answer. I don't know, even they would know. Like, but if that's a good observation skill that actors need to have. Like, you need to understand how, you know, action works by someone, like how they think. Then you can implement that in your own work.
And even when you're asking them these questions or when you're curious about their previous films and all that, is it necessarily because you're curious and you're interested to understand what happened in that movie, or is it some learning that's going on?
It's mostly, so I remember we were shooting Malayalam.
Yeah.
So there was an underwater sequence and all that. And so we saw some footage from Kamal sir's old film or something. So we called him up.
Yeah, I remember telling you.
We called him and we asked him, how do you do it? So he said, so I did it this way, but today you can do it that way. So yeah, so there was one time I sort of called him up and asked him how do you do it. Even like another Michael Madana. So there's a Sundaraniyam Sundaraniyam. There's a shot of
the high-speed shot, yeah.
No, in that song there's it looks like a trolley shot. I mean, a jib shot, like a crane shot. So the crane wouldn't get into that room. It's such a small room. So I said, how do you do it? We hung the cameraman. Yeah, so
the cameraman's just on a harness?
He's on a harness or something.
And he's holding
yeah.
What?
So Kamal sir, you can hear such great stories. Like for Guna, Kamal sir and the DOP was on. Like both of them were on individual ropes for that.
Yeah, that I've heard. Yeah.
He's done some. Yeah.
Yeah. But then you've been saying this, about how you work in your own timeline, right? And I think you started that as a practice maybe around that trance time. I think you had to complete a lot of movies before you finished trance.
Yeah.
But then I think for trance you kind of employed that method.
Yeah.
Like, okay, no rush. You guys don't even know what the next scene is going to be, right?
Yeah.
And even now I think to some extent you believe in that.
Yeah.
But why did you get to that point? What benefits did you see of that as an actor?
I found myself and everyone to be more comfortable on set so that they know the growth of the film.
Yeah.
It's just not for the actors, it's primarily for the technicians. For setting up a film or planning a film. There's less chaos on set, because there's a plan.
Okay.
And I started functioning like this with Dileesh. Till then I never shot any films in the order of the screenplay or anything.
Mahesh
I started with Mahesh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I started with Mahesh. So from Mahesh, I've constantly made the effort.
I think that's also very dependent on the kind of film you are making, because like take example of 12th Fail, I saw the making of it. Now they cannot shoot the film linearly, right? Because they have to go to the village and they have to shoot the beginning of his life. Then when later he comes back to his house and all the scenes with his parents, like everything in the village has to be shot and done with. You cannot come back. Then he moves to Masuri, where you have to see, shoot some scenes, then some sequences which before he comes to Delhi, and then the whole Delhi sequences, whatever shoot has to be done in Delhi. So he has to act that what he has happened to him in Delhi, knowing all that without having come to that stage where he already performed it, and have to think about this while he's performing for the scene which comes later in a village, where if you have seen the film where the grandmother has passed away and he's crying there, he's not able to make it yet. So he has to think that I've already struggled so much, and with that I have to use now to bring out the emotions. So that's a big challenge, thinking about it. But that's what actors do so many times, especially for bigger films. Like you have a set or a location for some time, and you cannot think or chronologically only you'll shoot. You have to finish segments. You have to do, if the climax is very VFX heavy or not, you have to shoot the climax before. Then you go back and do the initial scenes. So you have to kind of get into the character's head. Okay, at this point in the script, he's at this moment, he's thinking this, so that's how to perform it before having done it. And I have to then go back and have to do that without thinking that I have to go there, I have to do those later. I've already done it before, without thinking that, just organically do this scene which is in hand. So that takes a lot of toll, and I think not many people can really do what he's saying, like chronologically, shoot things. If Because either you have very limited locations, you don't have a lot of cost at your hand, then you can do it. But if you have big locations, you have to hire, and you cannot shoot once, go back, then later if it's seen one more scene is there, then come back again, take that place, shoot again, like that's too costly.
Too. And I've noticed that helps the other actors also. Like, it's just that everyone has to be there. You can't
I wonder what he did with Vikram.
manage this with actors who come last minute and all that. But
And it requires a lot more time.
lot more time, patience, and and more than everything, understanding of what the film is. I mean, you all have to be on the same page, So, so this has brought in a lot of discipline, I feel.
Yeah. And do you think it really helps a movie like Marisan?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because it's literally two strangers meeting.
Yes. So there are a lot of. So this may not be cost friendly. That's where
Yeah, that's true.
I failed. This process is not cost friendly at all. But still, then you fight and you try to do. And with Marisan, it's such a long terrain. We were disturbed by rains, and so a lot of things had to be replanned and reshifted and all that. But we stuck to the plan of going in order. And mostly we've done that.
It's also a very interesting movie because it's the only film I remember where every important character is an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
You can't trust anybody.
That's spoiler, man.
Usually there's a little bit of objectivity in like all these Rashomon type
Spoilers.
films where
Yeah. But you can trust all the women who come on screen. That's the thing in this film.
correct, yeah.
Every woman who comes on the screen, you can trust the character.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone has a two.
Yeah, you have no idea what they're saying or
I
That's
personally
spoiler,
it's a very
man.
well written film.
Yeah.
I mean, see, any film can be great and all that. This is what I think we intended to do, and this is what I heard. I mean, this is a story I heard, so I'm kind of happy and excited to see how people react to it.
yeah. It's not at all the film people are expecting.
Expecting, yeah.
That is for sure.
No, I'm only hoping
That's
it's
good to
better than
hear.
what they expecting.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think people really understand our obsession with Yuvan, and the songs that we love right off his.
Yeah.
And you've got to work with him.
with Yuvan, yeah.
I think he's done a part of Super Deluxe also, right?
Yes.
But-
But I mean, as a proper feature film, it was
First
the
time that you're working with. Yeah.
But we've been constantly in touch and we constantly interacted and all that. I mean, so I know Yuvan from the time my father used to work with Raja sir.
Oh, you used to go to the studio.
I mean, I first met Yuvan when he was like 11 or 12 in Cochin, and that's our first meeting. And we still talk about it. So
Around Puppet or something this time, huh?
that would have been around Puppet and Purpose.
And the person I am not much
I think Raja sir
aware about.
was in Cochin with his family. That's when I met all of them. Yeah, so that's one crazy thing that happened to Marisan was that as we were shooting, the music was not decided. Okay, we wanted it's a musical film. We had to have someone super good with the narrative. So midway through, we decided that we had a chat with Yuvan, and so Yuvan was, primarily for him to find time to do this was the concern, and so we agreed. And Yuvan picked up this film, he changed the pacing of the film, he changed the depth of the characters. So he's brought in a theme for each characters, and so the music is one character, it's almost a character in the film. It's a character on the journey.
Yeah.
And we've used Rajasar's Nethu Varthara. We've used, even his rerun for us. So I think the film, one of the strongest points of the film is Yuvan. Kale, our DOP. He's done Porthul.
Porthul he's done,
Yeah. And Srijit, our editor. So, we made a good team. Sudhish, Krishnamurthy, Kale, Yuvan.
Nice of him to talk about other people except the director, writers and all that. There's so many technicians who add so much to a film which we think about, and an actor doesn't really talk about, right? They're mostly very self-centered in that sense.
I think we had a good team, and we were having a lot of fun. And add to the fun was Z4. So Mukesh sir and all came in. So basically the film started with a commitment with a
super good.
But Mukesh sir came in at a later point to help me out, and then things just fell in place. It was all a breeze. We made a good film. We hope. So let's see. And when you have...
There was this weird smoke between both of them. Like, I've not seen Vishal Menon's review or something. I don't know what he thinks about the film. But interesting that he saw the film and got an interview with him.
When you have opportunities to do films like this in Tamil, I'll die for it. It's absolutely brilliant to do Vikram, Bete, and films that are huge. But this is a small space, and I love that space. As a
nice to hear that.
Artist, or I'm totally enjoying it.
Can you tell me about one film of yours? You generally don't rewatch your films, right? You go obsessively into that movie, you finish the work, and then you completely detach yourself. And then maybe the process of rewatching that is maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years later.
Yeah, rarely. I have to,
Can you tell me about a memorable rewatching experience and a performance of yours that you feel hasn't aged badly?
Okay.
In your eyes, okay, not that we think it's aged badly. I
think Thondimadal is reasonably okay, I think I was reasonably...
And to rewatch it. Okay, it's been some time.
Presentable, yeah. I think Vishal, what is important? You fight time, It's not important that you won an award in 2015 and the film did well then. The film has to be valid in 2030. The film has to fight time. That's the fight that we all are constantly... We don't want a film to be remembered just for a year or 2 years, So you're trying to give in your best for the film to be valid for a long time. What I technically use a term that let's expand the expiry of a story,
Wow.
So
I love that line.
I think that is what is important,
Expand the expiry.
Film has to remain alive.
Even then, are you still only looking at the film? You're not really looking at your performance? Now that you have that objectivity and the distance?
No, very rarely I look into I'm done with the film. So even if I... unless I have to... at some point, if I'm thinking of remaking it or anything... So Amal and I constantly talk about one thing. Redoing Eob and Pustaga.
You actually wanted him to... And you feel Eob deserves a better film.
I have thoughts on that movie, and I think many people disagree with me. So I'm okay if they do remake it. His line about expanding the expiration, what like that's what he said, right? Something on that way. But that's so true that I think we don't think like that. Just let's get this movie over. Let's do the best job we can. And it makes the money, people talk about good about, and we just done. But he's thinking way far. He's if my film makes sense even 15 years later, can this film really stand the wrath of time? I think that's also kind of a way of if the film is really good or not. Will it sustain for that long? That's also a big thing.
Amal told me. Amal is saying, I want to do I want to do this film now. A lot of things I couldn't plan it then because of the technical issues and. So when we did Eob, 15 crore film, 15 crore for a Malayalam film was
huge.
Yeah.
That time
But
definitely
today, I
very
think we
rich.
can stretch a little bit more and explore more, more possibilities. And so, unless I'm doing something like that, I wouldn't revisit my performance. Otherwise, because my conviction is that I did my best at that point. Like I used all my sources or whatever, and I did what I could. But there are films that you fail,
And then you want to reshoot yourself and all that.
yeah. So this is a constant. I'm
Reshoot?
what I personally think that I failed more than I've been successful.
Okay.
So this
Is that because you're very self-critical?
it's because I don't know anything other than whatever little I know is performing. I don't know anything about cinematography. I don't know anything about music. I don't know anything about lighting. So I have to constantly depend on everyone.
Yes,
I
that
have
is
to-
sure.
I have to ask Sushin for a particular track to elevate my performance. I have to ask Vivek to cut off my bad performances.
Bad
So
take,
yeah, so I am a person who constantly depends on everyone, and once I'm done with the film, I never go back to. So there were films that my performances were very bad, and like, you guys have written bad reviews and all that. So and I know where it is coming, so I'm very clear. So there was never a
Which one is talking about? Trance's performance is like really good, but it's the movie that Irul is still a good performance. Like I'm thinking of the bad, like Bougainvillea. There's nothing for him at least. So a bad Fafa film. I am cannot come up with a name. Let me know.
point for me to go back and revise the film and understand why it was reacted in a particular way. God willingly, I was always aware of it. And even now, I want to be aware first that I'm out of this business. I don't want someone to come and, tell me that, boss, you're out. So you have to be constantly aware of, I think, where you stand to take any such calls, I think.
No, but what is the equivalent? Let's say a screenwriter, Loki sir, one of the great writers in Malayalam or Tamil. They talk about how magical it is when they crack a scene, right? Crack the climax, or they've been stuck in this point for 6 months and then they finally got a solution for the lead character. That first scene of Udayanatharam, basically.
Yeah,
That emotion.
yeah.
What is that comparable emotion for you? Like that done, oh, it's sorted. This is what I'm doing this for. This is why I'm working so hard for.
No, the film needs to work, right? Overall. It's not a sequence.
Nice.
Like, we won't do a film for a sequence, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah, so
So it's
and
watching
I forget about the efforts and all people or the difficulty in which we filmed a particular situation, shot or so nothing bothers. Like, is the viewer enjoying? Like so it's very important for me when the film starts going out of the circle, when it starts going out for VFX, when it goes out for RR. So that's when you start understanding the film a little more better than what you've been doing for the last 3 months. That's when the actual someone who is totally detached from the film sees the film, and then that's when he sort of so. From that stage, you'll be able to sort of judge the film. You will know if you've gone wrong, or you will know okay where things have worked and where things have sort of. So I usually know before the release what to be prepared for. So I've never had any such shocks where
even earlier, even in the beginning,
first film,
you thought it was great.
I was told it was great. So
Everybody was telling you.
yeah.
The bubble.
So from the second film, the only thing that matters is I don't care if I'm good or bad, but is the film working? Yeah, is the film working?
I think that's why a lot of his films work, because that's his, kind of understanding, or that's his motivation behind it, that the film needs to work. And I think if the film works, then your performance will automatically work. That means it worked, But if your performance, like Trance, is great, but the film doesn't work, then you don't remember Trance for, oh wow.
Has there been a successful movie, like a movie that you expected to do well or reasonably well, and just completely shocked you, the response? Like super happy with it, unbelievable response from the audience.
You said film that I thought wouldn't work and worked?
Not entirely not work, but then you weren't 100% confident, or you felt like it might work, you're not very sure, but then the movie went way beyond expectations.
For example.
Generally, your judgment is right.
Yeah, I've not been. I don't think I've got it wrong.
Wow. What about scripts you listen to and you choose to not do, and then when somebody else does it, what happens to that film? Is that also kind of predictable for you?
Interesting question.
Wow.
I mean, I can only say about what's happened in my life. Yeah. So I'm not saying that this I can do for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Wait, he said that it has not happened that he thought what he thought and that didn't happen. Basically, if he thought the film didn't do, I'm not done a great film, and it has not worked. That it worked. And if he thought, okay, this is a really good film and it has worked. So he's not saying that whatever I say is right. I think people can get confused here. He's saying that whatever I feel about the film, that's mostly the response. That even if I did a film and it's not good, I know, and it has not done well. And if I done a really good film, I feel, and that has worked. And the same with the script. He felt the script is not working, something is missing, and that film has not worked out there. Or he thought this film is great, but he didn't do, but it went on to being great.
Because of my awareness or understanding of what's going on, and I don't think I'll be this valid all my life. You can start going wrong also, you know what I mean? So, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that I've been very careful with this. So, I've been like super careful about this.
And is that because you take that much time to think about the movie before saying yes?
Yeah. There's a process. But that yes or no doesn't matter. You can save a movie at shoot. An editor can save a movie. Music director can save a movie. You know, so we hope with each craft, the film gets onto a different layer. So, I mean, to save a film, there are possible. I mean,
many ways
and we do everything to save a film. So, so far.
I just thought of Fahadh in 3 Idiots as Rancho. And then I thought maybe Fahadh could have done Sitare Zameen Par. I don't know why that came up in my head. Random thought.
I was able to, at least films I've been functioning as a producer or a actor, I've been able to sort of read it.
No, when you maybe look back at your career, I'll take the names of 4 or 5 films. What do you think has been the most important film in your career? Not necessarily the biggest hit or the one that, you know, made a lot of money or anything of that sort. Just the time that you did it, the reason why you did it, and how it kind of changed you as a person or as an actor. Starting with Kayathum Durut. Okay. Then there's Avesham, there's Pushpa, there's Bangalore Days, there's Maheshandra Pradikaram, which came at a very, very crucial time, right? Which do you think changed your life in the biggest way?
Interesting, I want to know.
Chapa Grish, yeah.
Oh, I have not seen it.
And that's when I cracked the rhythm, I think. I'm not saying I cracked it the right way or I still haven't cracked it. But I think that's when I really wanted the behavior or the emotion or the performances to be as good as looking out of the window, as real as it. Because I had a team like that. I had a team who would shoot in the right locations without lights.
With the 5D.
With the 5D, and they were ready. I mean, Joman used to run with me. Like when me and Vineet used to run, Joman used to run. When I had to do underwater sequence, Sameer jumped with me and he dislocated his shoulder. So I had a team like that. So I was blessed to have a team like that at that point of my career. And I think that's where it started for me. Or I started identifying, okay, how I can maybe do, you know, sort of change that or bring something new to the table, you know.
You know, another thing that went viral last week is, of course, your smartphone or your lack of smartphone. Did you expect it to go this viral?
No, because I've been using it for the last 1 year. I mean, I've been using a dumb phone for the last 1 year.
Dumb phone.
Yeah. So, but there is, I mean, it's not like I'm cut off from internet or
Christopher
anything.
Nolan.
Is it? Okay.
Only emails.
So that's my, I keep telling my wife, ultimately what I'm trying is that in 2 years, I'm only accessible by emails.
Emails.
I don't
So, Christopher Nolan, MS Dhoni, and now FAFA in the list. Who don't want to be, called or contacted directly.
think that's ever going to be possible. No, see, whatever's on your phone is on your computer or on your iPad. So for me, it was more convenient to have something like this in, so that there's time dedicated to do the, whatever, checking mail or replying. So I was trying to get into discipline, which I still haven't. But the plan is to have a proper time slot.
It's really needed, man. The time of that. How much time you waste, just going through your phone and notification came and then you end up 30 minutes on Instagram, and you were like, wait, how did I end up here? I need to do something, so yeah.
For all this,
Yeah.
even to wake up on time, and
Is there some correlation between the reason why you don't want to be on social media and the reason why you don't want a smartphone? Is it primarily because you're very, very private as a person?
See, actually, it's very important for me to have a smartphone for me to constantly. Suppose I want to see a shot or it's very important. I'm not saying it's not important, but now I've structured things in a way that I am accessible for all this, and there is a
Methods
for all that. But that has nothing to do with me being on the social. I was initial stages of my
Facebook and all that.
yeah, and I wasn't doing well. I wasn't handling it well. I didn't know what to reply to comments. I didn't know what to post. One thing I was sure is that not a picture from my house will go out. No personal images would go out, and then at some point it was primarily to make people aware of the films I was doing. And I would like to stick to that. And my social media is just to be aware of what I'm doing with my career. Nothing personally or.
But how do you for instance, that scene that went viral in Avesham? It's a TikTok.
Which scene?
The pillar, that song.
So you guys haven't seen the original of that?
Of course we've seen.
Not what I did. What another person did.
Yeah. We've seen that. But that's a Malayali thing, right?
Yeah.
The Avesham reel that went viral outside
I
Kerala.
like that better than what I did.
But when they're telling you this and they're saying, can you do this? Because you're not on Instagram, will you not even understand what they're saying?
So he showed it me on Instagram.
Reel.
Yeah.
And then he started showing. So it's not like I said, I am
Aware.
No, I am surrounded by people who are aware of all these things, or who think.
So
it's
basically,
important.
he's not disconnected with the world or internet or something like that. He just don't want to be available there, and rather spends time on something more resourceful than just being there.
Show me a reel like this so that so I mean that's my access. I still believe that I wouldn't miss out on any interesting
Major,
memes or trolls or anything.
Somebody was sending it to you on WhatsApp or something.
Yeah.
You don't have WhatsApp.
I don't have WhatsApp.
My
gosh. Yeah, but there's nothing I'm missing out or anything.
So you don't feel like because you're not on social media, you might get alienated from the Gen Z crowd or the next generation after that or anything?
I'll get alienated from the day I start making bad movies. Nothing else will alienate me. The moment I start doing bad films,
That's good way
That's when-
of thinking.
they would want to alienate from me. As long as I believe the attempt is there, they would want to keep me around, or at least know what this guy's up to,
No, is there, now that, when you're doing characters like Marisan, when you're doing Odungudra, Chadungudra after this and all that, is there some theory that you developed about how you are creating your characters? Because now you already have the experience of working in so many movies. Are characters easier to play when you have some kind of relatability, or somebody who's like that character compared to a character that is completely alien? You have no idea, you've never met anybody like this. Is it much tougher to reach this character compared to this character?
So it totally depends on if the character is making sense to the scene.
To the scene, okay, huh?
What what frequency or what mode of the character is pushing the scene ahead. That's what's important, you know. Like for me, most of the time, it doesn't matter whether there's a person like that or would a person react like this.
Yeah.
So that sequence in Shammi where the guy goes and stands against the wall. My writer has seen it.
It's a person's really done it.
Yeah.
Like he gets punished in class and he goes and stands in the corner.
Even more weird situation. I can't say the situation, but Sham has seen it.
Okay.
So, however awkward or weird that is, it is pushing the scene. So what I initially did was I sort of went down on the sofa itself.
Hiding your face.
Hiding my face. And we were talking. I look at the girl and I just go down to the sofa. And Sham then came in, no, it has to be evidently done. Like, if you get up and do that. And that's when we did that. So when you're doing a scene, we're really looking at what is good for the scene, what is pushing the scene. If it's a wacky film, are you funny enough? Are you pushing it, you know, in a way that the entertainment factor is kicking high? Everything depends on the rhythm of the film and the scenes or the, you know, the narrative. With Altaf, it's like, I've never worked with a director with so much clarity and
he's also very uniquely funny.
He's wacky.
Yeah.
He's so wacky.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I can be in all his films, but Odum Gudra is something, again, like, I've not done a film like that before. It's very fresh from, I mean, it's very new to me. And
the way he speaks and what he finds funny, I'm laughing. But
What are they talking about?
But what is so funny about that? It's the first time I'm laughing for that
he has
thing.
that. He has that. Even Odum Gudra has that layers of.
His next film with that
we'll talk about
wedding
that
kind of film.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying, the director or the writer, or they all bring in a lot of difference to an actor, I think.
But you can tell me this, okay? When you look at, of course, Mamuka and Lalaton, they got that 80s period where they're doing so many movies, and I think in our generation, it's probably you who's done every shade of a character. You've done really straightforward, really nice guys like the Pavam guy in Amen, and you know the upright, straightforward communist guy in Eob and all that. No, what do you think is the darkest character you've done? In relation to your moral understanding of the world or whatever, what do you think is the darkest, most evil character you've played?
Okay, Kumlangi Shami is there.
Yeah.
But we spoke about it.
Yeah.
So there's a film called Artist I've done with Sham sir.
I've seen it.
I thought you'll say this, but
yeah, so it's primarily, that's the most selfish character I've done. But
He's
it was written like that. And I was convinced with the writing, I was convinced with how it was narrated to me, and I absolutely loved performing it. But if you look at it, that's the most selfish character I've played in my career. And the most selfish character, Sham sir has written. But later then I saw Ore Kadal. Then I thought Mammudi sir's character was but I think Sham sir and I were convinced that the character and artist was a very selfish character. And I think that's a dark character I've really played.
But he's evil.
Like Inspector, what's his name in Pushpa? Inspector Bhanavar, Shikawat. He's got, like, his actions at least is dark, but maybe not his performance wise.
To just one person, to be fair.
He's actually evil to everyone.
Everyone. Okay.
So you can't be evil to just one person.
Don't you think a person like the bad guy in Mamanan is even more evil?
Because he's not evil, yeah. He's bred that way. Like, you know,
He's trained.
The film starts with his father's narration, you know. So I don't think the character would have done for security, I think. Or, you know, whatever Ritnavel did was for his survival, I would say, you know.
Is it important to you? The character's moral compass important to you?
Yeah, kind of. I didn't want to kill the dog. I've said that.
You told me that, yeah.
I think it's very important. But I failed. I failed with a big film the last 1 year. So I don't want to talk about the film, but but when something is not in your control, I just leave it. Like,
He failed? Wait, what? What am I missing here? Let's go back a bit.
With a big film, the last one, yeah. So I don't want to talk about the film, but yeah. But
So his one upcoming film is gonna play very something he really want to do and he did it.
when something is not in your control, I just leave it. Like, you take your lesson, leave it. You know. But otherwise, I think I've tried consciously to see the tangents of my characters or why they function in a particular way.
He's not
Do
been
you
a serial
feel
killer,
you
right?
reach that point, like how I think you yourself said about Mammook and Lalaton, no? Where they're able to switch on, switch off, and not take the work home, and they'll go deep into that character and they get out of that character very easily. That kind of a thing, do you think?
I do that now.
Yeah, you reached there.
The last film I shot is Odungudra.
Yeah.
With a proper discipline, I think, I mean, but it was a difficult film to shoot. And there were multiple, because of my dates and all that, replanning and all that. Other than that, I think I'm 40, I'm going to be 43, I better leave work out of home, So I've been constantly making efforts for that, yeah.
Okay.
And are you feeling a lot better because of that?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, there's an episode in the studio. I don't know if you've seen the studio.
Yeah, he played Joji also. Joji is also kind of not evil, but he's willing to like fight and like kill people and to get what he wants. Like maybe it's just a fall of the character.
In that, the entire night is an episode between the studio owner, who's like a big producer, like a producer in Hollywood, and he goes for a dinner with doctors, like neurosurgeons, and how the neurosurgeons are telling him that you might be the owner of a production house, like a huge studio, but your life is not important.
Yeah.
You're not saving lives, compared to us. You're not doing it.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me this a very long time ago. There's another shade to your life. Cinema's not everything.
Yeah,
you love it.
Absolutely.
You work very hard, but this shouldn't define me.
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. This is, I personally, I mean, today, I don't think there's any harm in saying that. Even if I was a teacher or a doctor, I think I would have done this with so much conviction. And it has to do with the individual I am and the life I've lived. It has nothing to do with the profession or... so I think it's... what you are is very important with what you do, right? So I think, yeah.
Are there other things, when you do other things in life, like let's say maybe you're building a house or something like that, or a creative endeavor, but totally different? Do you go into it with the same kind of depth and obsession?
Yeah.
And do you enjoy it?
Yeah, so I'm married to someone who's equally
obsessed
with what she does, and whether it's a film or a room that she's decorating. So I'm married to a person like that. So yeah, we've been building a house for 5 years. Yes.
5 years. Yeah. So how do you split the decisions? Do you have your rooms that only you design?
No. So there's a lot of discussion, and she makes the decision. Yeah. So she makes the decision. But because of this creative high or whatever, we go into this detailing, and we take our time, and So yeah, the same effort, I would say, is going in there.
But eventually, the house looks more like Nazria's house or your house.
Hopefully it looked like our house.
Good answer. Good answer.
No, but what's hers is mine too. What's mine is hers too. Yeah.
So,
So we've come to that section where I need to ask you about your IMDb watch list. You have to tell us 5 movies or shows.
Hrishikesh Mukherjee. Millie.
okay, not seen it.
Mahendran sir. Johnny. Season.
Amletan wanted to remake it for a very long time.
I'm been begging him to.
You'll do it?
I'll do it. We got Malena?
Yeah. Interesting.
Again, Gusip right?
I think so, yeah.
Malena. Then what is there? Il Postino.
Wow.
That was very interesting. Very interesting film. I mean, might sound crazy. You can reset it to a different war zone, and emotions still is so valid.
When do you remember this most obsessive cinephilic phase of yours? Was it in the US?
US.
What is the thing like Blockbuster?
I had DC access here, so I did engineering for 2 years, messed up my scholarship and all that, and so either I had to come back or change my
course.
major. Then I shifted to philosophy and major philosophy and minor in statistics. So there was a lot of time and access to libraries and books and movies, and you constantly interacting with people who've seen all these films. And that 7-8 years was crazy,
Obsessively watching.
I think I don't watch films now.
Compared to then.
Oh yeah, I used to literally watch like 3 films in a day.
Wow.
Now I take time to watch one movie itself. I finish one act, then then I come back maybe second day I watch the
I cannot watch movies like that.
You really loved, like recent movie that you really loved?
Recent movie that I really loved. No, can you tell me some popular films?
Sitare Sami Par.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. Okay. Then
I enjoyed F1.
Okay.
I prefer Rush, but I enjoyed F1.
Rush,
I enjoyed. I mean, I totally understand why the
don't you think it's a very Indian movie?
Very
Cool, mass Indian movie.
Handsome has done music like.
Yeah.
I mean, you should be saying all this on record, but more like an Indian commercial. Yeah. And I'm excited for Ramayana also.
Of course,
collaborating with Rahman sir, it'll be crazy. Yeah. So when I met Rahman sir first, and we were talking, and
Please, hopefully he says more films.
so he asked me what kind of music you like in films. I said Handsome. And he was like, "Do you want to talk to him?" No, I want to talk to him.
That's a flex.
Such a sweetheart, Rahman sir.
Yeah.
Such a sweetheart.
What is your favorite, like, life-changing Raman album?
Trida Trida.
Tira.
Every track in that film, oh my god, it's on my playlist all the time.
Even
Rasati is my all-time favorite. Trida Trida and Tal actually.
Tal, Tal is insane. Yeah.
Rasati, Kunjam, Nilavu, then there's another song with Prashant sir and Hira ma'am.
Yeah.
That one. No? That one. I mean, crazy tracks the film had. I mean, it's one of Manisa's favorites also for me.
Yeah.
Manisa did right after Roja. He did it. I think, yeah.
Right after Roja, right before Bombay. I think. Yeah.
In between, he wrote a film for Suhasini ma'am, I think.
Yeah, Indira.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and my last question, do you still think about that Uber driver job in Barcelona?
Absolutely. We were in Barcelona like a few months back. And yeah, of course.
What is the plan after that?
I don't know. Yeah,
6 months here, like a shippy?
No, I think it'll only happen after people are done with me here. I mean,
I don't think that's happening for a long time. He's yet to do the Imtiaz Ali film in Bollywood. Everyone wants a piece of him. So I think there's a long time before that.
Jokes apart,
that's not going to happen.
I don't know, but just to drive someone from one place to another, at least you're witnessing someone's destination. I think that's a beautiful thing. I still do that. Like every time I get a chance to drive, I drive.
There.
Here also, everywhere.
I like
every time there's a
driving.
chance to drive, I drive. And something I still enjoy a lot. That's my time for me.
Does it help you think a little better? It happens to me.
There are a lot of thought process you go through. Yeah. And it's just not driving. You should constantly engage yourself in things you love doing. Whether it's a game or a sport or even watching TV or shows or whatever. I think that helps in the way you think or the way you look at things, I think.
Okay, Ka, thank you so much.
Vishal. Great talking to you.
It is my dream to talk cinema like this with you.
We'll see for Odum Gudra soon.
Of course, yeah.
Thanks.
So that's good. He got a surety for his next interview. But this was fun. A lot of interesting things. I like the chill flavor of the interview. Like it's not question after question and very deep. Everything is like, want a precise. And I think them knowing each other helps that they know each other well. He's actually, asking questions about things he has said before to him only. So it's kind of. It's like one on. Like we already done this. Let's do an over that, and not like. If I'm thinking Anwar Chopra would have done this interview very differently because she has so much to ask him, and they don't know each other as well, so she needs answers for big questions, and he'll be like trying to give that answer, and it'll not be a flow of a conversation. This felt like a kind of a podcast. They're just sitting and talking about movies and his process, and that in that sense, it was fun to listen to him and his process about movies and his process of how he envisions the story and watching a film with the actors when he's listening to a script. So that tells you, he's envisioning as it is supposed to be. He's not just listening, oh, story is great, but what about the visuals? He's thinking like that. That's why he's able to get really good with his prediction that is it working or not. That's my understanding of it. He's saying that your film should work. You should need to do things that film works, not just your character, because it's the end of the day the film working, that means your character is working. But if you just your character is working and the film not working, then there's no point of it, right? And that line of expanding the expiration date, that's an epic line. There are a lot of cool lines from this interview. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and check out this video next, and I will see you next time.